Hello everyone, welcome back to Rol NL. I'm Ceregras. This doesn't work, sorry. Ceregras, you can call me Ease My GM if it's difficult for you. And welcome back to another tutorial for Sandbox. First of all, thanks for all your support. It's been great. Sorry I don't have the time to help everyone, but we'll try to. I just created an extra channel on my Discord server. You'll have the link in the description of this video. But again, thanks everyone for your kind words, for your support, for everything. If you want to help me, because I'm very limited in time, and my main objective for all of this is to promote RPGs in the Spanish community or Spanish speaking countries, because that's something as popular as in English speaking countries. So that's my main goal. So if you want to help me with that, please consider come here to twitch.tv/rollnl and please subscribe. You can do it here. It's in Spanish, but in English we'll say subscribe. You can choose here the different modes, and if you have an Amazon Prime account, it'll be free for you. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? Whoa, what happened here? There it is. Yep. Just let me go back to full screen. Yeah, that's it. So today we're going to focus on cItems and tables. So remember that in my first tutorial I said that there are two things that are critical for Sandbox to create your own system and RPG. So first one is the template actor with the structure of the character sheet, and the second one is a number of cItems. What is a cItem? Well, cItem stands for compendium item, and please don't mix it with this thing that we have here, which is compendium packs. So Foundry's compendium packs are different from Sandbox compendium. Yeah. A Sandbox compendium is a group of cItems. That's it. And the cItems is a special kind of item. What exactly is a cItem? A cItem is an element that can interact with a character sheet. So I created let me create an actor. I created a character sheet for this specific tutorial, template PC. Okay, it's something very simple, yeah. And with the help of this character sheet, we are going to learn about cItems. So what kind of cItems we can create? We can create anything. cItems could be from races to classes to objects to weapons to languages to whatever data that you have in your system that you want to interact with a character sheet. That is a cItem. Okay, so let's start creating some examples. So according to our default folder structure, we should create them somewhere around here in compendium, but in here in cItems. So let's create here our first cItem, and let's imagine that we want to create a race. So we create human, and we do this cItem. No, so we could add an icon or whatever we want. Let's see, what can I use here? Is race icon. Yeah, so here we could say in the info tab, humans are the oldest race of which not, but whatever, and a little description of the cItem. Yeah, and now we go to the difficult part. So imagine that we drag and drop human onto the actor. Let me rename it like test PC, and let me add I don't know, whatever, this will do. Yeah, so we can't see the race anywhere because we have a field, a property already called race. Yeah, so if we change here elf, dwarf, or whatever, we don't see anything. And where is our cItem? We dragged it on here. So only the GM can see a tab called cItems. So if we click on it, we'll see that human is already in this character, yeah, but our character sheet doesn't display it. So right now it's next to useless. Plus this cItem can't do anything, doesn't change our character, doesn't include any options, doesn't do anything for it. Yeah, so let's delete it. So what do we have to do to view, to display cItems in a character sheet? We need to use tables. More later on, more about this later on. Let's focus on cItems then. So on cItems we need something called group. 99% of the cItems that you will create will require a group. What is a group? Well, a group is, let's create one. A group is a series of properties and attributes that a number of cItems share. So if we create race as a group, yeah, here it is, race. So we could add a description. Races are species of blah 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 blah, whatever, yeah. Details, as always, every element in Sandbox needs a key, so we can name it race group. Whoopa. And then we have this thing called unique. So if your cItem can only exist once in your character sheet, and you can't have any other cItem of the same group in your character sheet, then you mark unique. It's the case with race because you can't be dwarf and elf at the same time. So how does this work? I'll show you now. So let's go back to human. Oh, sorry, this should be here. Okay, let's go back to human and let's drag the race onto the cItem. So if we go to groups, we'll see that race is the group of this cItem. We can have as many groups as we want. I mean, a cItem can have as many groups as we want. Okay, let's duplicate human and let's create dwarf. Okay, just for example. So let's go back to our test PC. So now what happens if I drag human and then I drag dwarf? Boom. Did you see that? As this group is unique, if I drag and drop it to a character, and if I drag more than one, the previous cItem just gets deleted and substituted by the last one, the latest one. Yeah? Okay, that's fantastic. Now, what else can we do with groups? We can alter the basic structure of a cItem. We can add properties to it. So in time, those properties, they create attributes that will be shown here. Let's see. Let's play a little bit with the race group. Yeah, so if we click on properties, we see that we don't have any. Let's create here in groups properties a new property, which would be movement. This works the same. If you don't know anything about properties, please go back to our previous tutorial. Tutorial number 1 will explain everything you need to know about properties. So let me create a simple numeric property called movement. Yeah, the default value is 30. Okay, so if I drag and drop movement to the group, yeah, we see that it gets added into a row in the properties tab of the group. Yeah, remember we're in a group. So what does this mean? It means that if I now open human and go to attributes, boom, we find the attribute created with the default value. Yeah, if I open dwarf, I'll see the same thing. Let's change dwarf for 25. D&D, yes, it rules. Okay, fantastic. Now we know a way of creating as many attributes and properties as we want for our cItems. So for an object you could have weight, for a weapon you could have damage, for armor group you could have armor points, things like that. Yeah, so you could have cItems with different properties, each relating to their groups. Now, what is this constant thing? Constant, you can make properties constant or variables if you unclick them. What does that mean? So it means that if I drag human onto a character sheet, I know that human has a movement of 30. And that movement of 30, it will never change because it's constant. So I can't change it. Once the cItem is in a character, movement won't change. However, if the property is variable, means not constant, that checkbox is unchecked, that property can be edited in the character sheet. So if I have a human with movement 30, I can have another human character with movement 20, another human character with the cItem human movement 20, so I can change it. Yeah, you'll see this better with an example right now. So those are the basics for cItem creation. I'm not going to go into mods, that would be the last tutorial. Yeah, so let's create then, because as you know, we create some tables because we can't see them properly here. We can't see anything properly here. Yeah. So let's create a table so we can see the race. Now, we don't need a huge table. We don't need a table with countless rows. We only need just a field to see the race. I mean, and plus, it's a unique group. You're never going to have more than one race cItems. So what should we do? Well, first of all, let's go to properties and let's create our table property, and I'll show you now how. So this is going to be called race table. Okay, here we have it. As always, I have a little bit of OCD for these kind of things. So okay, fantastic. Now, if we choose table, now everything changes. Everything changes. Yep. We need a key. Race table, as always. Not hidden. Group. Now, we have to drag our newly created race group onto the property, onto the table property. Boom, it appears here. Okay. Editable, it means if I uncheck it, it works the same way as in all properties, that the player won't be able to change this table. As a header, no, I don't need a header for this specific case. Height, free. Item names, only names. What does this mean? If I check only names, the table will not display any specific properties of the group or cItem. It will only display the name. So you would have a table of only one column, the names of the cItems that belong to that table. Yeah. I hope this is not too confusing, but I'll prepare two examples now so you can see it better. Okay, so let's change this race thing here with our table. Yeah. So let's go to our panels, English panels, info panel. So as you can see, for this main panel here, for this first row, I have level, race, and class properties. I'm going to remove the race property. I'm going to remove the class one, and I'm going to introduce the race table. I forgot something, my friends. I'm going to create a race label. Just bear with me. Race label. Here, value is going to be race, and it's going to be a label. Why is this? Because tables, they don't show any labels. So if I only generated this character sheet this way, I would never see a label close to the table. Yeah. So let me add the race label. Here it is. Now let's go to our template actor, rebuild the sheet, F5. Let's see what happens. We open test PC. Ooh, what happened here? So let me show you the panel so you can understand what happened. So the panel has level, race, which is a label, and then this gray area here, which is a table, from, so every table needs a group. So, and the table will only display cItems of that specific group. As the specific group of this table is unique and only displays names, it will only show one field, one row, one cell, which is this one here. This is a very useful trick, because if right now I go to my compendium, my Sandbox compendium, and go to my cItems that I created, and I drag a human, which is a race cItem, to the character sheet, boom, it appears here. So if I click it, the player or the game master will be able to see the details of it, the movement of everything. Yeah, it's awesome. It's very useful. So this will change all your ideas about the previous tutorial. Now you can do things. You can create Sandbox compendiums and drag and drop items here without the need of creating very complicated character sheets. Yeah. Now you can delete this, so as it is non-editable, only the game master can click here next and remove this, so we can create the dwarf again. And again, this is a unique group, so if I now drag human, dwarf will disappear. You can always check the content, the contents in terms of cItems of your character, clicking here cItems. If you're a game master, okay, will appear here. Fantastic. So let's create more tables, like a normal table. Yeah. So let's create, what can we do? An objects table. Yeah. Let's create an objects table. So for that we need to create the objects group. Yeah. So close here. Object. This is a group. Yeah. And we can say here objects are blah 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 blah, wherever. The details. This is the object group. It's not unique because you can have as many objects as you want. You can have, I don't know, a torch, a backpack, a sword, a, I don't know, a pistol, whatever. Yeah. So we don't want it to be unique. Properties. Let's create just one. Okay. Let's create a property that is going to be, oh, let me do this. I'm sorry. I'm going to change the icon of this one to property. Okay. Let me duplicate this one and create the property weight. Okay. So let me change this property weight. Here it is. Okay, everything seems fine. So I drag and drop weight here. And of course, weight must be constant. The weight of an object is not going to change inside a character. It's not going to be one moment 2 kilos and at the next one 3 kilos. No. So weight is constant. I'm going to create a third example later if I have time to show you how constant and variable works. Okay, this is fantastic. Then let me create a couple of cItems. Then I'm going to create torch. Yeah, this is a cItem, and we can write here torches can light an area of blah 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 blah. Yeah, you can write whatever. Let's do this in a cool way. Torch. Wow, nice. And let's first add the group. Never forget to add the group. I mean, something that happens frequently. Yeah? So this is an object, and as such, we have an attribute of weight. This has 1 kilo of weight, okay, or 1 whatever. You could even in the label just write weight and in between parentheses pounds, kilos, whatever. This is up to you. Yeah. So let's create another one. Let's create, what can we create? Rope. Yeah, rope. Yeah. Where did I have the rope? Here. Yeah, okay. Groups object, because I duplicated from the previous one. And weight, let me see, 5. I said 5. Oh no, not 55, no, 5. Yeah. Okay, now we need a table inside our panels to see this. So we have to create a panel. Duplicate panel, and this is going to be, let's call it inventory panel. Nice. So details, the width is going to be 1/3, 1 column. Inventory panel, properties. Yeah, let's add some well, we have to create the table property. I'm sorry. Properties, fantastic. English, okay. Let's create the, let me duplicate this so I don't have to re-include the icon. It's going to be inventory table. Okay. Let me change all this. No tag is needed for the table. No max value. Non-visual. This is new, by the way, because you guys requested me yesterday to have so if the max value of a property could be hidden. So yeah, this way you can do it. What was I saying? Ah yeah, inventory table. We remove the default value, and now we select table, and we drag our new group, which is the object group. Here it is. Now for these things are a little bit different. Yes, it is editable. I want the player to be able to remove or delete any objects in his table, in his inventory table. Has a header? Yes, I need a first row, a header to tell me what is each column. Free height, item names, yes, so you can have an option of not showing the name of the cItem. Why is this? Why would this be useful? So imagine you are creating cItems that have custom names. So you would create a property called name, which would be a simple text, add it to the group, and then on the table just hide the real cItem name. That could be a custom cItem or whatever, and you would only show that custom name text property that you would be able to edit on the table. We will see that in a moment, how to edit things in a table. Show units. Yes, what does this mean? What does this mean? So if you have two elements, two cItems, which are the same inside this character, you will show a 2. So you can have 2 torches, 3, 2 ropes, 4 backpacks, etc. Show activation. We'll see this in the final tutorial. Okay, so let's drag the inventory table in the inventory panel. Now we have to change our character sheet a little bit. So here's the panel that we have. Let me see the character sheet. Okay, so we have the info panel, which is the first row. Then we have an empty panel of 1/3 in this area, and then the attributes and the derived panel. I'm going to remove the empty panel. I'm going to add the inventory panel. I'm going to put it right after the info panel, so it would be somewhere around here. Fantastic. Let's see if this works. Okay, so let's go to the template. This is English template. Yes, is everything fine here? Let me check for last time. Inventory. Yes, okay. Let's press F5, and for our test PC, let's go to the stats. Yes, here you have your inventory panel. We could have a title for the panel here, so I mean, if you want, I could add it to the panel, but let's leave it like this. So what happens if I now go to my Sandbox compendium and drag and drop a torch? Here it is, that it appears here, and I can click it and I can see the torch here. Yeah, and plus a table will always show me as a column each property of the group. Yeah, so you guys know that this group, the object group, has one property, so it will show one column called weight. If we had another one of damage, it will show right after. Yeah, now tricks and specifications here. So imagine that you don't want to show weight here. You don't want to. Yeah, so the only thing you have to do is to change the property. So I would go to the property and make it hidden. Yeah, would that change? Would that stop showing the property inside the cItem? No. The property will, even if it's hidden, it will always show inside a cItem, but it will stop showing here. Yeah, now we changed the group, so we have to rebuild the sheet. Yeah, press F5 and see what happened. Now here you see we don't see weight anymore, and we only see the number of element. So if I drag a rope here, if I drag another torch here, 2, yeah, another torch here, 3. Fantastic, huh? Super fantastic. So this adds a new whole dimension to your system designs. Now there's one other thing I want to talk about here. So I've spoken about hidden properties, I've spoken about constant and variables, but I haven't prepared anything at the moment. What can I do? Oh yeah, I'll see what I can do. Let me talk first about attributes inside a cItem. Let me see if I have time. I don't want this to be extra long. So let me create a new property for the object group. This property is going to be duplicate. This property is going to be a repair score. So something that is going to tell you how broken is the object, for example. Okay, so this is repair. This is not hidden. I'm going to make visible. Yeah, I'm gonna keep weight hidden. Okay, everything's fine. It's it's editable, blah 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 blah. This is going to be repair. Fantastic. Okay, so let me check my group object and add repair score. And this is variable. Okay, now as I'm going to have a column here, and this is a little bit tight, will it show correctly? Well, let's do the test. Yeah, let's do the test, and that's it. So important, when you have more than one property in a group, how do the different properties show inside the cItem? So here you have, they appear in alphabetical order. So have that into account if you want the order in a specific way, because it won't, in a cItem, it won't follow this order, but in a table it will. So if weight is first and repair score is second, in the table it's going to show weight and then repair score. but it's not going to be shown in the cItem. I'm still trying to find a way to change that if it's important. So if you guys think this is important, or if you would like to have wait first and repair next, like following the order of the properties structure, tell me and I'll try to find a way, but I think right now it's not a priority. Okay, now we've changed everything, and let's rebuild the character sheet. F5. Oops. Okay. What happened here? Something happened, my friend. Oops. Let me delete this one. I think there's no room. That's what happened. I think there's not enough room for there's not enough room for the columns. This might happen to you. No, I know what happened. We added a property afterwards, so even if repair was here with a 0, it was empty. So yeah, I need to fix that. It's a little bug, but yeah. So if I do this here again, 0, no, sorry, 0. Okay, so as you can see, this property is variable. Repair is variable, while weight was constant, and you can change the weight of a rope. The repair score might be changed in the table. So let's imagine that these represent how torn or worn is an object. Yeah, so the player could come here and say 2. I've used it 2 times, so once it reaches 5, I don't know, it breaks or something. Yeah, so you could change each one of them, and as you can see, if I go back to rope, this is still in 0. The default value is 0. Yeah, so if I create another character, PC actor 2 or whatever, I add the template PC, and if I add the rope, as you can see, is 0 here. Yeah, and it's 5 here. So it's variable because of that, because its property values can change inside a character actor. How is this useful? Well, you could create tables of attacks, and for NPCs you could have damage properties which are variable, so you'd only have to drag and drop NPC attack cItem, and you could just edit everything, like the attack bonus, things like that. The possibilities are endless. Now to finish this basic view on cItems and groups and tables, I want to talk to you about something that I didn't mention last time, which is multi-panels. As you can see, if I keep dragging things here, this is going to get longer and bigger, and this area here is a little bit weird. Yeah, so how can I fix this? So I'll create a multi-panel. Here in panel, let me create a multi-panel. Multi-panel is an element that can store panels, and it displays them vertically. This is a multi-panel A, let's call it. Yeah, okay. Inside a multi-panel, we also have that we need a key, panel A. The width must be, let's put here a width of, this is 2/3, I think. Yeah, and let's drag inside our panels, which are info panel and attributes and derived panel. Yeah, here we have our multi-panel. So in our tabs, what we're going to do is, instead of having these 3 info, attributes and derived here, we want them packed in a multi-panel. So let me delete them and just simply add the, where did I put the multi-panel, my friends? Here in Spanish. No, it's here in the English. And plus, let me, yeah, I'm sorry, I always need to do this. I need to include a default icon. I've said that many times, I think. Okay, here it is. Yeah, so in here we're going to include our multi-panel A. We put it first. We build the sheet. We press F5. Let's see what happens. That was PC Actor 1, I think. Now I know what happens. Now I know what happens, my friends. So more or less worked, but there's a little bug here. I need to make derived a little bit smaller because I think I didn't change the 1/3 panels margins, so that's why it's bigger than this. So if I don't worry about this is just a bug that I'm going to fix. Yeah, it's just the borders of panels of 1/3. Don't worry, but it should look something. Let me repair this. It should look something like if I make derived panel a little bit smaller, like 1/4. Now, apologies for this. This is a bug, you know, I just discovered. It might look something like this, a multi-panel. So it doesn't matter how many items I would include here, the multi-panel will keep things organized here. I promise I'll fix the margin. This margin, as you can see, is a kind of is also replicated here, so that's why it goes to the next row. But I'll fix it. Sorry, apologies for that. I didn't expect this to happen. Okay, guys, this is all for this second tutorial. Thank you very much. If you like what I'm doing, want to support me and help me not lose my hair, please consider subscribing on my Twitch channel. Comment here, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.